Hey, Scorpio, Mel, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your June 2025 love and family reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right. Wow. You are starting off with the King of Swords. Libra also had the King of Swords here in their energy. So some of you could be a Libra cusper. Perhaps you are dealing with a Libra, or you have some strong Libran placements in your chart. Now, I see here, Scorpio, in the past position, there was a strong boundary or line that you had to draw in the sand here. There may have even been some upsets or even disappointments that maybe you didn't want to deal with, or other people weren't ready to face or even take accountability, because the hand up is saying, not today, not my monkeys, not my circus. Either this is you not wanting to get involved in some sort of drama, or you've had enough. And I feel like that's the case here. Some of you, again, drawing that line in the sand, there may have been a conversation that needed to be had, but only when you felt like it was balanced enough to do so, or perhaps you felt like you'd actually get through to someone, because it feels like there's been a very stubborn energy around this King of Swords. The King of Swords, he can lack empathy. He can be very hot-headed, very angry, and even a poor communicator. Now, this could be an archetype that you have struggled with within your own self, or it's someone that you are dealing with here, Scorpio, that you're still feeling upset, perhaps over the harsh words or behaviors of another energy here. Now, I see in the present, you've been focusing on your safety, your security, and your stability, basically your root chakra. And this is about growth. You have grown a lot, where in the past, you may have allowed people to some capacity to cut you down or to take advantage or even to walk all over you. But you are saying no more. I feel like you've been advocating for yourself. You've been stopping the pattern, as it says here. This is also about silent treatment. So some of you have went silent, or you may have been ghosted here, but I feel like you've come back to a centered energy. Now, you may have also been dealing with someone who was very irrational or mentally imbalanced, possibly due to addictions. This can be codependency issues, obsessions, possessions, and even control. I feel like this King of Swords is someone else that you've dealt with here, Libra, that did not have the emotional bandwidth or capacity or even the communication style to be able to deal with something that needed to be dealt with within themselves. And that may have stirred up a lot of anxiety, a lot of drama between you and this person. Now, addictions can certainly be drugs and alcohol, but addictions can be anything that we over consume that is unhealthy. It's a form of escapism. This can be through social media, through video games, through shopping, through food, even through external validation or attention elsewhere. And I feel like you have struggled with this underlining energy here between you and another that left you feeling imprisoned, basically, or chained, with that chain showing up here on the addiction card. It's created some emotional blocks, and that's why the King of Swords is showing up here. Now, what is the emotional climate? What's the prevailing energy right now? Three of Cups. I'm hearing that song, I Get By with a Little Help from My Friends. So perhaps right now you have either a sisterhood or a mother, a best friend. There could be someone who is helping you or guiding you at this time, because I feel like you're not alone. And for some of you, this is your spiritual team as well. You see the Big Dipper showing up there. And that Big Dipper leads straight to the North Star. So you may have had to go through this situation or this pattern to kind of break out of maybe something that was generational. For some of you, this is a family dynamic that was based in dysfunction. For others of you, this is addictive patterns or tendencies that you've been repeating or that you've seen in others. And I just feel like you are wanting to expand your heart energy. You want to feel like you belong instead of feeling like you've been left out. Now, this is possibly connecting through social events, celebratory energy. So there may be a new empowering or enriching, opportunity coming in for you within the next 3 months with this Three of Cups, where if you are single, you could be connecting with someone new, because I do see here that there is an opportunity to leave behind either the mental strain or the anxiety that something has caused you in order for you to build yourself up with helpful, supportive individuals or a group or a community, or to attract or call in someone who could start off as a friend but may have the potential for something more. Now, the Three of Cups can be celebrating a social event such as a wedding, a school reunion, a graduation, a marriage. This could even be around a holiday. So I would say here again, you are being guided and directed to lean on other people's strength and support. Maybe they're leaning on you in some way. And some of you are caregivers. You may be surrounding yourself with other light workers, caregivers, or healers in some form. Now, what's the unspoken truth? What's not being said? Basically, someone is not putting the work in. Eight of Pentacles in reverse, whether this is with you and another individual. If this is between you and this King of Swords, someone has checked out of working on themselves or working on a relationship. And maybe this is an unspoken truth. Like, you go your way, I go mine, even if it feels like we're two ships passing in the night. And I've seen this happen even in marriages where they stop putting the energy into the relationship. It starts to become complacent and it starts to become that familiar zone, and you stop dating. And I say that it's one of the biggest things to continue dating your partner long after you have been married or together, to keep that growth, to keep that spark alive. And for some of you, the underlying energy is we just haven't put in the energy. We haven't put in the motivation to connect or do things together or to grow or to try new things. And maybe it's because there were some external factors that got in the way. Maybe someone is a workaholic here. Someone may have chose work. That could be an addiction, right? People can be addicted to their work here. And I see here that something needs to be said or acknowledged. Otherwise, it's going to continue separating to the point potentially of no return. Now, for those of you that may be single, this can sometimes be overdoing it when it comes to our healing journey. And some of you may say, Mel, how can I over heal, right? How can I overdo it? We can actually become quite obsessive around our spiritual or healing path, where it doesn't balance out in the physical world, where we tend to withdraw from the external. And if you have found yourself doing that, then it may be beneficial for you to open yourself back up. It doesn't mean that you're not going to do your healing work, but it could be reaching out. That's why the Three of Cups is here, because you have support. Lean on other external supportive factors other than just maybe trying to go it all alone, or, heavily investing so much of this time into maybe your work. This could be your career as well. Some of you, perhaps career has been a big energy that's shown up, and I feel like you are ready to balance. You're ready to bring something into alignment here. If you're single, maybe you haven't had a lot of time because you've been trying to rebuild here with this Eight of Pentacles. But I feel like time management is key. How you balance your time, how you prioritize your time. Now, what's the bonding strength? There's a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear that is holding you tethered to something or someone. Nine of Swords, you could be losing sleep. Some of you, this is a mother-child dynamic. There may be an adult child. Some of you, it could even be a teenager, but it can even be you. You may be the child, and this could be a parent where you have struggled with somebody that's been emotionally unavailable because of their own codependencies or their own emotional blocks. And I feel like the bond here, it's felt severed due to the mind. The Swords is all about the mind, Scorpio. So I do see here that the stability, maybe it's the drama or dramatic piece that kind of keeps pulling you back in. It's like, all right, when things are going stable, they're going stable. But then when things really kind of shake up, then things really shake up here. And I just feel like you want stability, you want security. You don't want to continuously worry and have these anxieties around you and another person. You want to put something to rest. You're tired here. And if this is you and you're single, I feel like you could be working well into the night hours. For others of you, you may be losing sleep. It could be restless sleep, insomnia. You may have a struggle, maybe even a health issue. Like it could be night sweats even, or nightmares for some of you, replaying something out over and over. But nines are about completions. Nines are about, solitude. And I see here that you've maybe needed to separate your energy. That was required. But again, Three of Cups is saying, but you're supported, but you are guided here to open up to friends or to community or to therapists, coaches, mentors, or healers that can help you feel like you're not doing this alone, Scorpio. Now, what's the hidden tension? Queen of Cups, the hidden tension here. So what's causing a bit of friction or disconnect? This can be trying to fix people. It can be a people pleaser. When the Queen of Cups shows up in reverse, Scorpio, maybe you've tried to fix the situation, and that may have even enabled someone to continue with their behaviors. And that's not always easy, because we as healers, caregivers, and empaths, we want to lead people to water. As the saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And that's when it becomes controlling or even obsessive or, codependent, where we heavily feel like we can fix someone. And I feel like you backed off of that energy. You're like, I tried to fix this. I've tried to lead. I've tried to coach. I've tried to set that example, but there's only so much you can do without exhausting your own resources here. And when the Queen of Cups shows up in reverse as the hidden tension, I feel like this is important for you to take care of your heart first. That's not selfish. Sometimes we feel like it is. Like, can I really focus on myself? I have a million other things to do. Can I really focus on dating? Is it time to date right now? I have a career. I have children. I have this. I have that. But I feel like you deserve love because you are worthy, Scorpio. You have a big, beautiful heart that wants to give and receive. So let life love you, because I see that there is a blessing. There's an opportunity coming in here. Where? Right here. This is the healing path. This is the energy that can help you mend or nurture a relationship. Whether this relationship is no longer in the physical, but perhaps it is lingering. There's lingering emotional or spiritual baggage of some sort. The judgment here is to release judgments. The judgment is forgiveness. It is acknowledging and accepting that, yes, you've gone through these trials and tribulations, but you have this opportunity to redeem yourself, maybe even bring something back to life if that's what you want. But when the judgment card shows up as nurturing, I feel like there's been a fear. There's been a fear that you'll never be able to let something go, or that someone that you're dealing with will never be able to let something go. And it's cut you down. You've separated yourself from this individual or from this pattern. And I see here that there is a second chance to love after loss, right? Or to grow after feeling like there's been setbacks. There's a chance to succeed after failure, because all of those energies go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. And it feels like it's been a rough ride of it. Some of you have definitely gone through the school of hard knocks, but when this shows up as your nurturing energy, you have the ability here to be born again. It's time to consider your next move. It's time to consider what you want out of your love life, out of your relationships, out of your family dynamics. And I feel like there's a you that is being reborn. I'm actually getting that scene from Ghost. You all know the scene, right? With Patrick Swayze, the whole pottery scene, or the wheel, spinning the bowl. I feel like someone may even be widowed here. There could be or could have been a loss. And I feel like there is new emergence that is showing up within you, Scorpio. Now, what is the evolving future? This is letting go of what traps you. The Eight of Swords. This is a rebuild of confidence. When the Eight of Swords shows up, this is bravery. This is potential. This is you saying, I have what it takes to mentally let go of the stories that keep replaying in my head over and over, the fears that keep causing me to feel helpless, the anxieties, the mental blocks. This is going to take strength, bravery, and courage. But Scorpio, I believe in you. And whomever these people are around you, whether these are loved ones in spirit with the stars aligned, whether these are your sisters, your brothers, your friends, the people that back you up in your corner here, even for those of you that feel like there's no one here, you are not alone. And that is a big message that's coming up from your reading. You have the ability to unleash yourself from this mental imprisonment. And you're seeing something being reflected back to you at this time. Pay attention to that you in the mirror. Some of you would really, really benefit from doing mirror work. And if you're not familiar with mirror work, look it up. Louise Hay's mirror work. She has wonderful affirmations, but also I recommend mirror work a lot with my clients. And I'm talking stand in front of a full-length mirror, butt naked. And I want you to look into your eyes, right? The eyes are the windows of the soul. And I want you to love up on yourself. I want you to acknowledge the parts of yourself that might feel a little more challenging. And we start with the physical, but as we unwrap the physical and we become more vulnerable with ourselves through that mirror work, you start to talk to yourself with kinder, more compassionate words. You start to unravel some of those insecurities, some of those fears, and you start to make room for a little more love, a little more hope, and a little more confidence here. So mirror work could be beneficial. Someone could also have a twin, okay? I'm getting a twin here. Someone may be a twin. Someone could even have like twin flame energy is what I'm getting. And then this is the 8. I was getting strength earlier. I thought I mentioned the strength card. But bottom of the deck, you actually have the temperance. And the temperance has been a long time coming in order to create some sort of balance within your dynamic, because you may have felt out of control. You may have felt like things were spiraling around you and you were going crazy, right? Or you may have dealt with someone who had a very bad temper, and maybe there was even anger issues that had caused someone to feel maybe even overprotective. But I feel like you are regaining that sense of self-control here. You are starting to feel more like yourself, but a stronger, wiser, more boundary part of you that feels balanced. And look at the angel wings. The temperance is also patience through angelic support and guidance. And right behind it, you actually have the magician energy here, which is Gemini and Virgo. So it feels like Gemini season is big, which we are in at the time of this reading. And it may go through Virgo season. August is when Virgo kicks in. So between now and August, you are manifesting here a new reality for yourself. It has to do with the judgment. It has to do with the second chance. So let's get a message here, Scorpio, from the wisdom of the Oracle. You have here and now. Yeah, I feel like you are being guided to stay present, because look at that egg that is showing up. It actually has a portal. There's a doorway showing up there. And sometimes we focus so far on the past, just like that judgment card, we can focus so far into the past that we lose sight of what's right in front of us. And same goes for the future. Scorpio, right now, when it comes to matters of the heart, you're asked to be fully present, fully in the moment, living one day at a time. Now, it's easy to yearn for a love affair or a friendship that you may not have right now. One that is more romantic, more fun, more reliable, more passionate. The good old days are gone and a new day has dawned. Let your heart trust that you have everything you need right now, whether you have the relationship you desire or not. Tomorrow is beyond your reach. Yesterday cannot return. The now is all that is available to you. Stay present and aware that in this moment, as you cherish and approve of your beautiful self, that you are a magnet for love. Spirit is madly in love with you right now. Did you know that? Turn to Spirit to feel the joy of love in the here and now. Now, for those of you that struggle with maybe the mind, whenever you find your mind drifting into the past, wondering if things could have been or should have been better, or whenever you find yourself longing for the good old days, remember you leak your own personal power. The same is true for looking too far ahead and hoping the future will provide you with certainty. Driven by emotion, you might wander too long in a place with no substance and forget that you are here right now. The past and future are illusions. Whenever you leave the present moment, you're disconnecting from your inherent power to manifest your reality with true substance. You know what's interesting here is you have the Magician and the Temperance. This combination is what I just read here. You know, staying present with that Temperance. The Magician here. You are manifesting here in the present. Neither past nor future can give you what you need. Now is all that counts. So come back to those eternities. That's why you have the grounding card. Some of you may have felt very airy, spacey, okay, or felt very forgetful or very much in the mind lately. All will be well and miracles will appear as if by magic in the perfect timing of Spirit. You're asked to come back down to earth. You know, ground yourself here because there's something beautiful right in front of you. And I feel like these doors are opening, but you must focus on what's right here. All right, let's get a message from your crystal spirit guides. And at this time, Scorpio, I do want to mention for those of you that are single, you could meet someone through some sort of support or group effort, like a healing modality. Perhaps you are doing like yoga or doing breath work, or this could even be like a collaborative spiritual retreat where people come together. I feel like you may meet someone who is also on that spiritual healing journey. And also for those of you that are single, but you've been maybe wanting to put yourself out there, dip your toes in the water, or if you felt like you haven't been pretty enough, if you feel like you're not handsome enough, or if your own insecurities hold you back, I want you to know that you are beautiful inside and out. And your person, Scorpio, is going to love you, all of you, even the parts of yourself that you find difficult to love at times. Because you are incredible and you have what it takes here to attract the type of love that you truly desire. And for those of you that have felt like you've given up on something, you may have, a choice to make. This is time to consider with the Judgment here. Is this the type of dynamic that you want to be in? The King of Swords, the Queen of Cups, in a maybe loveless or emotionally not as satisfying as you would like, or if this is between you and a family member, I feel like you're surrendering and you're letting God do what God does. And I feel like that is making waves behind the scenes for the highest good of all. All right, for those of you that can safely do so, Scorpio, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your nose, deep into your solar plexus chakra. Nice big inhale. Hold it for the count of 3, 2, 1, and exhale through the mouth with a nice deep sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first crystal or gemstone that shows up in your mind's eye. Now, this could be a crystal that you are familiar with, maybe even know the name of. Perhaps your stone is showing up as a specific shape, size, or color. Your crystal could be giving off frequencies of unconditional love, strength, or even protection. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you're ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, where I draw one winner around the first of the month and post right back here on the channel, all you need to do is drop your crystal or gemstone in the comment section below. Whether you know the name, it could be the shape, the size, the color, or even the frequency that you are picking up on. And be sure to hit that subscribe and bell button, as I do post on the community tab at the end of the month, or the first of the month, I should say. So drop that below to be entered into the giveaway. All right, Scorpio, your crystal is Bronzite. Bronzite, which is actually, I believe this is a stone of, it's a stone of strength. I wasn't sure if this was some sort of fossilized sap, but this is about loyalty. It's about trust. It's about self-respect and trusting that the universe has your back. And maybe that has been a struggle for some of you, whether you're going through that difficult period or it's a struggle to stay present here. Even if you have been betrayed in the past, you can heal the sting by extending trust again. As challenging as that may be, Bronzite Spirit reminds you that this time, however, you are much wiser and stronger, much more mindful of the signs that signal you to step back and nurture yourself. There's that Queen of Cups. Being true to another is an expression of the beauty of the divine, and you have this capacity. Your loyalty and steadfastness will be rewarded by the universe, perhaps in ways that you don't expect. Be true to yourself, knowing that a loving, respectful relationship with yourself lays the groundwork. There's the grounding. You're in this now. This is you laying the groundwork here for a loving, respectful relationship with another. Remember, you are always protected when divinely directed. And for some of you, there has been a redirection here. And you may be going through it right now with that 8 of Pentacles. You may be saying, where do I want to invest in my time, in my energy, in my life, in my heart? When you meditate with this stone, Scorpio, it can assist us in discerning what needs to be released in order for us to heal. So if you find yourself really struggling with this 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords, if you may find yourself, cutting yourself down, or if you've been cut down in the past and you're struggling to break out of a pattern and find stability and balance, work with Bronzite Spirit, because it can help us release by allowing us to see what needs to be released to heal due to its iron content. Now, some of you, that's what I was picking up on. I wasn't sure. I felt like there was something else that had to do with Bronzite. So some of you may be low on iron. I feel like most people are low on iron, but of course, get that checked out if that resonates with you. Due to its iron content, it is also a stone of strength, lending support as we allow all that no longer serves us to fall away. And because I see that you are in a 9 energy, we're also in a 9 collective year. 2025 breaks down to a 9. You have reached the end of this cycle. You've been going through something for quite some time, some sort of grieving, fight or flight, anxiety, maybe even adrenal fatigue. And I see here that you are laying the groundwork for a respectful, honest partnership. That's what you are manifesting. right? That's part of the magician. And as I mentioned, Gemini to Virgo season feels significant. It feels like during those months, you are taking back your power, taking back control of your life. And I see here a lot of aces popping up in my mind's eye. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of new beginnings over the next few months for you. And lastly, let's get a message from your soul's truth. Oh my goodness. We talked about surrender. We talked about letting go. As I mentioned, the Queen of Cups, she has her hands up in the air and it's like, okay, as Wayne Dyer used to say, let go and let God. It says, how can I surrender even more in this moment? It is essential to have clear, strong intentions of what we desire, but it's equally important for us to detach from the outcome. It's time to surrender. Let the universe have some breathing room to work. Let go of the wheel and trust so deeply that your trust turns into gratitude for what you cannot see yet, but you know is coming. Today's soul action, Scorpio. Know this so deeply that your soul vibrates. And I said this in your reading and it says it here. You are not alone. It's in big, bold letters. See? Big, bold letters here. You are not alone. Your life has purpose, and the more you surrender, the more God can produce miracles in your life. Today's mantra, I surrender. I accept all that I cannot change. I release the outcome, and I joyfully trust the process. You may want to write that down. You may want to repeat that over the next few months, because that's what's happening is there is a process here, possibly even a process of elimination. Starting with the mind, starting with those emotional or mental blocks in order for you to make room for whatever it is that you are manifesting. That is what I have for you, Scorpio. If you enjoyed the reading, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And don't forget to drop your crystal in the comment section below the video. Thank you so much for being here. Lots of love.